ずいぶん感覚が鈍いみたいだね。何百年も生きてるからだよ。
Yes, finally, a Demon Slayer video I can actually break down. Demon Slayer Season 3 hasn't really been the greatest season. I wasn't too keen on the stuff that happened in the manga during this arc, and the anime adaptation, while it has been good at some points, has been pretty lackluster for it as well, likely due to a lot of their big directors being on the other projects Ufotable is currently producing. However, this episode is different. It's directed by Toshiki Shirai, who directed and storyboarded episodes like Season 2 Episode 10 and Season 1 Episode 19. Coupled this with a lot of Ufotable's big heavy hitters, and this episode looked really good. So let's definitely talk about it, and please subscribe. You're a monster if you don't subscribe. Now, like I said, Toshiki Shirai directed this episode, and one of the main reasons why he's so good is because of his phenomenal storyboards. Whereas a lot of directors like Sodazaki will storyboard things pretty one-to-one and closely with the manga, Shirai uses some really interesting shots, and we'll see that in this episode. Starting out after the opening plays, we're greeted with this phenomenal faraway shot with gorgeous landscapes, and also the CGI tree is really good. Ufotable has often been really good with their art direction, and this rainy setting is probably the best we've seen in Demon Slayer. Also, a common thing with this episode is the ever so slight camera shake. The camera shakes help present a feeling of unease, which is definitely something that's going to be needed in this episode. Again, more gorgeous backgrounds follow, with once again some really good shots. Honestly, I don't think I need to point it out every time. However, the water does look really good. I can go to sleep to this. If you ever need to sleep, the sound of water will just be there. In any case, we enter one of my favorite parts of the episode. Muichiro's brother telling him off is definitely incredibly sad, but the perspective used thanks to the really good storyboard is just so good. Specifically when he slams his hand on the chopping board, you get this really cool perspective of his arm. Also, this shot with Muichiro in the frame by himself, showing, yeah, he's alone now. And the little flare on his tear is just really good. Also, once again, the shaky camera whenever his brother is yelling still presents that sense of unease. More of the same stuff just follows. However, there's definitely no reason water in anime should look this good. But we obviously get to the point where the demon walks inside the house. And I love the sound design here. With the cicadas in the background, the moment the demon appears, everything stops. Honestly, just brilliant. With the demon walking in the house as he quickly cuts off flesh, Makoto Nakamura, who keyed this animation, grants us with some brilliant character acting. The way the arm slowly slides down the wall, the riveting and shaking of the body. If your arm got cut off, you'd probably act like this too. More character acting with Muichiro and his brother follows, and even more character acting for the demon, as this follows into Muichiro's scene. Muichiro's rage is really nicely depicted, with nice action lines going down the side of the screen, with very strong and thick line work for the character, definitely getting across the anger. Also, this demon, would you call this character acting? Headless character acting? That's new. Actually, no, Daki had headless character acting.
We do not care.
In any case, Muichiro finally gets his mark. We now get into Muichiro vs Gyoko. Starting out with Kazuhiro Miwa's cut, it's pretty simple. Nice effects, good tentacles. I said that out loud. In any case, definitely a solid cut. Mitsudo Obanai takes control of this sword sharpening scene. Gosh, this episode is definitely full of character acting. As Muichiro does his little pose with this sword, we transition back to, once again, really good backgrounds. And now we have the legendary cut from this Omuabe. Now, I've definitely seen a fair amount of people not like this scene, as Muichiro is obscured and too much missed to a lot of people. However, this definitely plays into how Muichiro's misbreathing works if you've read the manga. Muichiro becomes almost so smeary that he becomes the effects animation himself. And if you slow it down, his smears are after images and essentially are attacked by the tentacles before he appears on the other side. It's also really fast, it's all in ones, so a lot of these really good drawings don't really last that long. Everything here is just classic Abe though. The really smooth animation due to it being in all ones, the really high quantity of effects he's capable of manipulating at once, the changing in speeds, and also the build up and release. Like when Gyoko starts his first attack, there's very small changes in between drawings, and the build up before the massive change in drawings when he releases. All in all, a really good cut from Abe, and really does a good job at showcasing what misbreathing does. Also, I love how Gyoko holds his neck. Our final scene, done by action animator Masaki Kunihiro. Kunihiro, Ufotable regular, does a lot of build up and release with his post-to-post action. And you can definitely see it how Muichiro jumps from tree to tree and even when the fish shoots these needles as he jumps in and out of frame. Even Gyoko has it. Look at this really strong pose here before he releases his next attack. Definitely a minor nitpick though, I really do hate how this scene is cut up. If you actually watch the scene in Sakugaboro, it definitely flows a lot better, but definitely a good scene from Kunihiro and obviously his best of the season so far. Ending with our final bit of anticipation before Muichiro lets loose and cuts his opponent, sending our episode to an end with a 3-way slash.
を出せる
In my opinion, this is definitely the best episode of Demon Slayer Season 3, and definitely the best storyboarded by a landslide, and in my opinion, visually the best as well. We are in the later stages of the season, so similar to last season, we should see things kick up dramatically from here, especially as the fight gets really good next week. Hopefully, Ufotable doesn't let up. With that being said, tell me what you guys think of the episode, and that's about it. Once again, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and have a fantastic day. I'm Debunked by Aaron, now I'm signing out.